and going to talk about Magento 2's product attributes and product attribute templates, or attribute product templates. So before you actually set up your website, you need to think about your e-commerce website and what type of products you have. So for example, if you're selling only one type of product, so for example, shoes, it doesn't matter if you're selling men's shoes or women's shoes, as long as, you know, just shoes is one type of a template or one type of product. So for example, when you on the front end, when your users actually go to a product, they see different attributes on a product. So for example, name, description, color, size, and you know, many other things, weight, and et cetera, et cetera. So what you have to do is you have to think about the type of products you sell, and then you have to create product templates. So sets of attributes that are associated to types of products. So if I'm selling shoes, I would have color, brand, size, of course, things like that, gender, for example. If I'm selling, let's say, pants, I would have, you know, material, for example, and maybe brand and size, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So basically what you need to do is you need to, first of all, think about the specific sets, the templates, and then after you think about that, the next step is to set up the actual attributes, and then you'll go back to the templates and kind of encompass these templates, these sets, into sets that would work later on in order to enable you to upload products. Okay, so let's look at the templates for a second, and then we're going to go to the product attributes. Okay, so in this sample case, let's say I want to show you the front end. So this is a sample Magento 2 template, and there's actually a long sleeve t-shirt, right? So you can see right here, this long sleeve t-shirt has SKUs, it has the product name, it has options for size and color, of course, right? So if you switch between color, you can see the customer can purchase different colors, different sizes, and of course see the preview, right? Now, here there's details, there's a description, there's more information with all these other attributes, so activity and style and material and et cetera, okay? And then, of course, there are reviews. So for a t-shirt, the attributes we use here are size and color, of course, name and description, and SEO, you know, title tag and meta description, and of course, all of these, right? And details and all that. So let's go to the product template and let's look at, for example, tops. Okay, so that's the attribute. So that's a different type. That's a unique product that has unique attributes associated with it. Okay, so if you go here, we're editing this. You'll see all of the attributes grouped into kind of folders right here. So what you can do is you can organize this in a better way in order to later on manage and upload your products in a more efficient way. Okay. So if you want to create a new folder, we can do something like, let's say for t-shirt, I want to have just a material one. Let's say, I don't know, we decided to do that, for example. Okay. So under product details, these are the specific attributes. These are the attributes that are used in the group of top or tops, and these are the ones that are available but are not used at all. So if you go to edit a top product, these are not going to be at all used unless you just drag it in. Okay. Now the ones here that have this kind of no entry, or this circle right here, means these are default by Magento, which you cannot remove. I cannot drag them and remove them here. I'll get a message. Okay. The ones, for example, that don't have that, I can drag them out, and then if I save, that type of product will not be able to use that kind of field or that kind of attributes. Okay, so typically what you want to do is think about how you want to organize this in a nice way. Okay, so for example, if you can see product details, image management, et cetera, et cetera. If I go to edit this product that we just saw here, this one, of course, I'm just editing this, you'll be able to see the same exact structure: product details, image management, search, websites, okay, and etc. So product management, image, search, etc., etc. Okay, so what you want to do is make it logical for you, make it easy to upload. Now, based on how you set it up, the backend will be organized in that way, and of course your CSV uploads, your Excel sheets that if you want to upload in bulk will be organized in that way. Okay, we'll get into that in a different video. Okay. So if you go here to product details, for example, you'll see name and SKU and price and et cetera, right? Name inside this folder, name, SKU, price, etc., images, all that stuff. Okay. Great. So basically you have everything here. So again, what you want to do if you want to add a new folder, we just added that here. If you want to add a specific attribute you set up, which we're going to show in a second, all you do is just drag it. Let's say gender. Let's close this. Let's say gender, I want to drag it in. So I'll just drag it in. You can see here. And size pants, just for example, even though it's not relevant. I'll save it. And then I'll be able to edit a product better, okay? So that's kind of the idea of the product templates and attribute product template, okay? So now that we kind of understand the templates, now we have to go and first make our attributes that we want and then later on incorporate them into our templates, okay? So for example, if I click here, let's edit one, and then let's actually later on add a new attribute. Okay, so this is the attribute color. So color is pretty obvious. What is the name based on the default store view language that we're using, the default language? In this case, it's English. What kind of field is it? How do we actually input color into a product itself? So we selected drop down. We cannot change that later on. Is it a required field, yes or no? So you can kind of know that maybe all of my t-shirts, for example, need color, so I will require that, yes or no, okay? Now, because it's a drop-down menu and it's not an input field that you can freehand type it in, I've here defined all of the specific colors that I have. So is it the default if I actually associate a product to that or not? In this case, there's no default options, so the user on the front end will have to actually select the color before they want to check out on a product page, right? So I have black and blue and all that stuff, etc. Now, later on, even if you set up an attribute set and later on you want to add some new options, maybe suddenly you have, I don't know, a rainbow color option, then you would go back and edit this attribute and just add more, right? Add option, so rainbow, right? Okay. Now, here, the reason why there's a few columns, admin in English and Spanish, basically means it depends on how you set up your stores, your websites, your stores, and store views. And this is, you can see another video we created for this. So in this case, this is kind of the default one. And we have two languages, English and Spanish. So if you don't specify anything here, they'll just always default to the admin language, but you definitely want to set that up, okay? Okay, so after that, we have advanced attributes. This is the unique code itself, so you can't change anything. Here's the attribute, how the value will be set up from in relation to the website, again, to website stores and store views. Is it global for the entire site? Is it just for website or just store view? You can select that and change that up, okay? Is it a unique value, yes or no? And do you want to validate that field? So if you, for example, enable the user to maybe you have an attribute called gift message, for example, or personalized message. If you enable them to do that, you can validate it based on things like date or only a number, maybe, or a string or something like that. We'll get into that once we add a new attribute, okay? Add to column options and use and filter. Basically, these are used for if you want to decide to enable filters later on. So for example, as far as I can remember, it should be something like maybe on the catalog page, on the category page, will you be able to enable how do I explain this? Will you be able to enable on a category page for people to filter by size, or sorry, by color, for example. So right here, typically on websites below the categories, you'll have filter by, you know, pricing, maybe between $50 to $100 or $100 to $200, or I only want to, in this category, see the black tops, or et cetera, et cetera. So do you want to use it as a filter, okay? Next one are manage labels. Again, this is the depending on how your store views are set up, you will define how the default label, the word color, for example, right here. Let's go here, 1 second. Color will be displayed when you change your language. So you have to translate that, of course, right? So English would still stay color, or it would default to the default one, and Spanish, you'd have to write in Spanish, okay? Storefront properties, these are additional properties that define how the attribute interacts with different things, okay? So do you want to use this attribute as search? So if someone uses the search box right here, do you want the attributes of colors to help provide better results in the search results, right? So you got to think about what attributes you want people to search for so you can get the best results, okay? And that'll be another video, how to define that and how to optimize search. Do you want to use this attribute on the comparison, right? So on a product page, people can compare, right? Can click on compare. So for example, I made an example here. Okay, so I clicked on 3 products to compare, and the fields or the columns or the attributes that it compares are the ones we set to yes. So if it is on yes, then, for example, color is shown here. If it isn't, then this color attribute will not appear at all. Okay. Do we want to use in layered navigation? Again, this is on the category page, on the catalog page. If you want to filter by size, color, etc., so you can kind of refine more and more. Okay, use in search results. So this is filters. This is filters in a category page. This is filters in a search page. Okay, what is the position in relation to the filters? What we call the layered navigation. Do you want it to be the first filter, the second, the third, the fourth, etc.? Do you want to use this attribute in your promotional code? So you can define certain codes. So someone that uses, for example, a coupon that is purchasing or added to the cart a product that has a certain color, etc., etc. So you want to use it in your promotion rule conditions. Very nice option. Allow HTML tags. I don't remember what that is, and I will include it in the article we make, so it would be more detailed, and we'll detail all of these specific ones and provide a URL, of course. Using product listing, all of these will just include more information about this, okay? So that's basically it. So you can edit, save it, and then now once you set up, let's see here, once you set up all of your attributes, now when you edit your product itself, either via CSV or the backend, you'll be able to see all of those changes, right? So for example, color here, remember we selected a drop-down menu. So let's see here, properties, and it's a drop-down menu. So you can see here that it's a drop-down with all the fields, right? If we want to add more, we'd have to go back, add some here, save it, and then, you know, refresh the page, etc. Okay, so all of these attributes are here. These are multi-select, so you can select multiple ones. You have input fields and drop downs and radio buttons and dates and et cetera, okay? So that's basically it. Let me go over some other things. So product template. So just going back again to product template. So again, once we think about what kind of types of products we have, we think about the product templates, then we create new product attributes, then we go back, we drag them into the correct place, we organize in the best way, we save it, and then we start uploading our products. So that's kind of the idea of everything. Hope this makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, and again, we'll detail more stuff with articles and put a URL. Thanks, appreciate it, and let me know again if you have any questions.